Hi, this is Ian Westerman from EssentialTennis.com. Welcome to episode 18 of Ask Ian. Today we're going to be answering a question from Bob Peters, who wrote to me and said, does the pronation occur naturally as the edge is thrust up and forward? So Bob is talking about a service motion and just talking about the edge of the racket going up towards contact, and pronation is that rotation to have the strings meet the ball as the racket is accelerating up towards the ball. Okay, so does it happen naturally? And Bob, there's a really important thing to understand here, and that is good technique, correct technique, doesn't ever happen automatically or naturally. None of us are hardwired, born into the world with the neurological information to swing a tennis racket correctly. There's two main ways that we actually are programmed to be able to do any technical skill correctly. Either we train directly for that skill, so let's say a service motion, so maybe a teaching pro just shows you step by step, which positions that you need to hit in order to have a mechanically sound service motion. Or you watch a video and you do your best to copy it. And so you learn piece by piece, and slowly over time you develop that ability to recreate that good technique. That's way number one, that you learn how to correctly swing a racket. Way number two is maybe you've learned good fundamental athletic mechanics from something else. The perfect example of this is somebody who was a baseball player as a child or in high school or in college or even as an adult, maybe a pitcher. I've had a lot of experience with tennis players who have only been playing for a couple months but used to play baseball as a child. And they might, they're typically not great with the footwork, they're not great with the positioning, but you give them a racket and a ball and tell them to serve, and they can hit a 100-mile-an-hour serve like right out of the box. So is it natural? Well, no. They have prior experience training that overhand motion. And I have done videos that compare and show how similar an overhand throwing motion in baseball is to a tennis serve. So an important thing to understand is that it's not natural for anybody. You have to learn the mechanics of using your body correctly and efficiently and just with good fundamental movements, okay? And that either has to occur 100% within the context of tennis, or it's got to transfer over from something else. Now, one more point that I want to get across here, Bob. This is very, very important for you and everybody else who's tuned in today. When you work on your technique, whether it be your serve, whether it be having the racket come up on edge, or anything else, your volleys, your ground strokes, anything, just because you do it correctly doesn't necessarily mean that it will feel natural. I cannot even begin to count the times that I've been working with the students in person, and I've shown them, okay, you're doing this, and instead you want to do this because it's better technique, because you'll get better results if you move your body and move your racket in this particular way. And they try it the first time and they say, that doesn't feel right, that doesn't feel natural. Well, guess what? Just because you're doing it right doesn't mean it feels natural. That's really important to understand. What feels natural is going to be what your habit is, the way that you've always done it, or the way that you have repeatedly done it over the last several years or even decades. That's what's going to feel comfortable, and that's what your home base is going to be. When you break outside of that, even if it's better mechanically, it will feel weird. It will feel awkward. It will feel different. It won't feel natural. And I think a lot of times players have this expectation that, oh, if it's better or if it's right, it'll just feel great immediately. And that's wrong. It will feel different. It'll feel uncomfortable. And you might not even see the results right away. It may take you time to become proficient with that movement before you really see that bump in performance. And it starts to feel good, it starts to feel quote unquote natural, and you actually get the intended results out of the swing that you were hoping for. So Bob, hopefully that's helpful to you. This is something that's very important to your improvements as a player, because it's important to have healthy expectations of what the learning process looks like and feels like. So hopefully this has been helpful to you, and if you're watching on YouTube and you've tuned in today, hopefully this has been helpful to you as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and click like, and also subscribe to my channel on YouTube so that you don't miss out on any future episodes of Ask Ian. If you have a topic that you'd like me to cover in the future, also leave that down below in the comments. And with that, thank you again for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you again very soon.